I have been trying to record this video for 3 days now. My neighbors are still renovating their house for what feels like a year now. I'm sure you're gonna be able to hear it sometimes, but hopefully the music disguises it. I can't wait any longer. Hello everyone, this is Maggie, and welcome to another YouTube video. So for this week, I was kind of at a loss for video ideas. My first idea was to just, do a regular speed paint on my sketchbook and kind of talk to you guys as I did it. But the first time I tried to record it, I was really grumpy and there was a lot of noise around me, which there still is, but there's nothing I can do about that right now. And it just wasn't coming out right, so I decided I would do something else instead. So something I get asked a lot on my sketchbooks is how do I make my sketchbook spreads? How do they look kind of concise and everything with like the same colors and the same shapes, and how do I go about that? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I either like overly plan it or I just kind of go ham with it and it all magically comes together in the end. I don't know what I'm doing. But regardless, today we're gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna walk you through how I'm gonna make one of my sketchbook spreads, and hopefully this will help you make your own. So without further ado, let's get started. Obviously, sketchbook update. There's still a lot to go through, but honestly, not that much. If I lock in, I can get this done in March, which would be really, really cool. So the way we're gonna go about this is that I'm gonna kinda walk you through my planning for this page, and hopefully that kinda helps you. So what I usually do when I'm drawing is that if I want to make a sketchbook spread that is like really full and stuffed to the brim, I usually have like 3 phases of what I'm doing. So first I prepare the base of the sketchbook, what's gonna go in the background before I glue on the main drawing. Then I go to another piece of paper, like separate from my sketchbook, and I draw whatever I want to put on the spread. And the third part is just putting everything together. It's just composition and decorating and all that stuff. So for this one, okay, I've gotten mixed comments on this. I watched Playtime chapter 5 and I didn't like the prototype at first, but now I really like him. I think his design is really, really cool. I kind of fell hard for it, and I got called out on my survey, which was really, really funny. So yeah, I guess I'm predictable like that. But the point is that, as implied, yesterday I was drawing some prototype because he's really, really fun to draw. Actually, he's very Gary shaped if you really look at it. So we're gonna do a spread with him and hopefully everything goes well. First things first, the background. For a good start for a background, to make like a chunky sketchbook, which it's what I do, I hope that's what you came here for. What I like to do is I like to start with a textured base. This can kind of be a two-edged sword because if you make it too textured, things aren't gonna adhere as well. But if you have like a very minimal texture to your page, it can make things really pop off in the end. So for this background, I kind of used this very thin plasticky paper that comes with like packaging. You can usually find it like wrapped around your shoes when you buy them at the store, or when you buy other more delicate things. There's always like this very thin type of paper used for like packaging, and there's just so much of it, and I think it's so cool because it comes sometimes with patterns, different colors, with like the brand logo on it as well. It's really cool, and I like to save this a lot to put on my sketchbooks. So that's what I did. I cropped out a whole piece that would cover the whole sketchbook spread, and now we're gonna start building upon that as the background. So usually to build up patterns and kind of chaos in the background, I like to first know at least where the drawings are gonna go. You don't need to have them done by then, but just like a vague idea. For example, something I really like to do when I'm doing my sketchbook spreads, if it's like a fan art of a character, what I really like to do is have one big illustration and then a bunch of doodles on the side, because I think that makes it really cohesive and it just looks really good. I was planning on having it like this, but I honestly prefer the big illustration on the left and the tiny ones on the right, which this would look fine here, but the bad thing about this is that I didn't have enough space on the page to draw all of him, so we're kind of missing a little bit of him. So I think for the sake of it, I'm gonna put him here, and then maybe we'll have like some washi tape just to cover this one part where his shoulder and arm cuts off. And then this one can go over here. So now we have like a very basic idea of what our spread is gonna look like. So what we're gonna wanna do is, do you guys like my little crown pencil? I love using it. So basically what we're gonna do is, now that we can see where everything is gonna go, we have an idea of what's gonna like show up behind all the drawings. So we're gonna have a lot of space to fill up here. We're gonna have some of it here. We're gonna have here and here. The idea that we have to take from this is that we can't put a lot of things at the bottom of the page because this space is already really filled with the drawings themselves. So it wouldn't make sense to put like a bunch of stickers here and then they all get covered up. So we're gonna wanna focus on these areas right here. So now that we have that, we're gonna take these to the side and we're gonna start looking for things to fill our spread. Of course, for this, you can use whatever you want. Washi tapes, stickers, you can use collages from other things. But something I usually recommend doing is that you first look at what colors your character has, because this is gonna tell you a lot of what you can use on the spread to make it like cohesive and pretty. Poppy Playtime is like a very like toyish horror game, so we're gonna probably want to mix a lot of like cute things with dark things. You're gonna want to have cutesy, sparkling, star-shaped stuff because that's kind of childish, but you're also gonna want to have some dark, eerie things to pull on like the horror side of the game, if that makes any sense. Obviously, from the prototype, we're gonna want to aim mostly for blues, for reds, for yellows, maybe some oranges as well. We could sparkle in a little bit of green just to like kind of make a semi-filled rainbow, if that makes any sense. You get what I mean. There's like a cohesive color scheme here, and what we're gonna want to do with the background of our spread is to keep that cohesion going. Cohesive, whatever. So let's see what we have in store. Personally, I really like to start with washi tapes. I'm still collecting them. There's a lot of them. But it's a very good way to first block out the areas that you're gonna want to fill. So let's see what we have here that we can use. Again, we're gonna mostly be working with blues, yellows, reds, some orange as well. So we need to keep that in mind. And obviously we're gonna want some black as well, just so we can like pull on the horror vibes of Poppy Playtime. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Obviously we're probably not gonna use all of these, but it's good to kind of take them out of the box, see what we like about them, what we're gonna use. I don't exactly have a lot of red things I could be using, but I did find a bunch of these like cute rainbow washi tapes that would be good to like pull on the childish stuff. I found some yellows, oranges, some blues as well. I found this really cute one. I found this really cute like orange and red one that says good vibes. I think it's gonna be kind of cute. For black ones, the black ones that I have are like, again, they're kind of still cute, so it was a little harder to find, but I found this one that kind of looks like a measuring tape. And since like in Poppy Playtime, the whole thing about these characters is that they were made by people, like they were like stitched together and stuff, I think maybe this would kind of fit with the vibe that we were going for. So I don't know how many of these I'm actually going to be using, but we got them out of the box, so we're going to start playing around with them. Once again, just reminding ourselves of where everything is going to go. Thinking about maybe putting this one here, so we can then put the prototype over it. I think this would look really cool. This was one of the first washi tapes I actually ever bought. It came with a pack with a few others, and I feel kind of sad because I'm running out of it, you know? So we're gonna put it over here, all the way along the side of it, and then we're just gonna cut it down here. I did glue the background paper onto the sketchbook itself, obviously, but a good way to kind of keep it there is that you fold the ends of the washi tape to the other side of the page, so it kind of helps things stick in place and also kind of leaves you with like seamless edges, which is also really good. So that's one. We're gonna want to put some all the way over at the top, so we're gonna start working on that. Usually when I'm layering washi tapes, what I like to do is kind of go from thickest to thinnest so that things don't get covered up as easily. So again, I'm first gonna use like the thicker washi tapes that I have, and then progressively we're gonna start working our way to slimmer and slimmer ones. I don't want to put blue here because like the blue of his hat is already gonna hit there, but maybe I'm gonna just put it over here because it's gonna hit with the yellow, and then over here as well. I'm gonna put some black here now. Since this one is like a measuring tape, you can be kind of goofy with it. You can like measure the sketchbook spread itself, which I think is really cute. I think we're gonna put like 15 centimeters of it, around that. I want to make it overlap with the other one. And now for this side, again, same issue with the blue. I think it's time for us to use maybe a yellow one. Gonna cut it off there because we don't need a lot of it. Maybe I should have done more, fuck. There's a little bit of empty space up here, but I think we can fix that later on with some layering. Since there's still gonna be a lot of empty space here, I think we either do this one or we do this one again. I think I'm gonna do this one though. This one's cute. Okay, we got a decent base right now that we can work with. See how much like fuller it feels. Also, is my camera dying? Hold on, give me a minute. My camera was kind of falling over. We've changed the framing a little bit, but it's okay. See how it already feels like a lot fuller just with a little bit of washi tape. So right now we have a lot of these empty spots right here that we're also gonna want to try filling with the smaller ones that we got. I really like this one because it's kind of like a gradient, like a solid gradient. I don't know how to explain it. It just has like a bunch of colors on it. So this is actually like really cool. I like using this one a lot. I think we're not gonna use that much though. Gonna use maybe just around here in the yellow part, and we're gonna want to put it around here. I'm gonna put some blue down here as well, maybe. Got this tiny one. This one's weirdly strong for some reason. I usually cut my washi tapes, but you know, if you want a little bit more texture to your drawings, you can just like rip it off instead of cutting it, and it immediately has a little bit more texture than you were used to. I ended up not using the Good Vibes one because maybe it would kind of clash with the whole vibe of the game. So we're gonna keep it to the side, putting my washi tapes away before we continue. Otherwise, this is gonna get really messy. Okay, now that we have washi tapes done, we're gonna move on to stickers. And when I mean stickers for this one, I don't mean like the cute, nice ones you buy from artists. I mean like stuff to fill in the background. Also, maybe I'm gonna put like a book underneath this because it's getting a lot of shadows. Hold on. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so for like background filling stickers, I usually tend to collect a lot of like dollar store ones, maybe stuff that's not even like supposed to be a sticker, like fruit stickers and stuff like that. Fruit stickers are like super colorful. People should really like get on with it and just use them here. So for that, I got my little sticker book here that I got from Cielsart, the plug. And we have a lot of colorful stickers inside that we can use. This is all stuff I have gathered over the years. These were all from this sticker book that I got at an art museum. So obviously a lot of them are just like paintings and historical stuff. There's a bunch of freebies from artists that I like. A lot of stuff from packaging, from some dolls as well. I know these cats were from like a calendar or something. Again, there's like plenty to go through. I think we'll be fine. And something else I would really like to use for these ones are these stickers that I got. I got this, I think it was like $2 to $5 on a little dollar store next to me, and it's just a roll with 50% off stickers. It's so silly. I love this shit. So we're definitely gonna use them because they are just so massive and they are red, so it matches with the color scheme. Putting the prototype on discount. Who wants the prototype? 50% off. We're gonna put one here, and we're probably gonna put another one here somewhere, or maybe down here. I'm gonna put it here actually, because something you want to do with stickers is that you don't want to have them in the same area on different pages, because then it's gonna like kind of make it too symmetrical and it's gonna look a little weird regarding composition. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put these away. Actually gonna cut off this first. Let me see what else I have here that we can use. I especially want to fill in this empty space. I have a bunch of these like art stickers that I haven't really used because honestly their glue is not that good, but I think a lot of these could maybe like work really well here, like especially this one could go here. Maybe this one's tinier and it has like a lot more colors that fit in with him. I'm gonna put a little Spider-Man there somewhere because the colors. I have this one with like bubblegum machines that's really cute. It could go there as well. think I'm gonna do that. Hold on. Let's see, it would have to be somewhere around here, maybe. Yeah, here's good. Actually, this is really good because yesterday, as I was gluing this down, I kind of ripped this part right here. So with the sticker covering it, I just feel a lot better. Put everything back in place. And there we go. Our background's practically done. The rest of the stuff we're gonna do after the fact. I could have went a lot harder with some things, but you know, we're gonna start slow so that then later we can really put in all the cool stuff. So since there's a lot of stuff going on here, we're gonna get extra strong glue. I've also gotten some people who ask me what kind of glue that I use for my collages. It really doesn't matter. You're worrying about the wrong stuff. But I mean, if you really want to know, I use this brand, heyoo. I love them. They are really, really good glue. These things are kind of expensive because they are massive, but I go through them really fast, so it's more cost effective to buy a big one for me than several small ones. So I just, you know, spend like $7 on these like every 4-5 months, depending on how fast I'm going through my sketchbooks. So yeah, we're gonna start gluing down stuff. I'm gonna start with this prototype here, flip them over. We're gonna spread glue all around so that it sticks down nicely. I like to go in circular motions because it fills up space faster. We got plenty of glue. What? Go back inside the tube, sir. And we want to align the cutoff part of the sleeves with the washi tape. Press everything down. I'm gonna put a little more here because his shoulder isn't gluing down. Fuck, that was too much glue. Ah, shit. When you put too much glue and it starts spilling off, don't worry. You press it and then you wipe it with your finger, okay? It's gonna kind of pick up some of the paint, but we can fix that later. All we need to do right now is to get that thing to stick down. And again, like, it's such a tiny thing. I don't think you can even see it on camera. That's insane. Okay, this one is done. Gonna go glue down the other doodles. Press it down slightly. I actually may come back and glue a little bit of like extra tape here so it sticks down a little better, because I'm kind of afraid that this part here is gonna bend once we close this sketchbook. But for now, I mean, it's looking good so far. I like how it's looking. We have, again, big main illustration and then smaller illustrations. That's like basic composition, I guess. Though I do prefer the places to be switched. I prefer the main illustration here and the smaller ones here, but you know, this kind of works still. So for now, we're done with gluing everything and we move on to my favorite part, which is decorating. Now, you see how we have avoided thick, puffy stickers so far, or like cardboard pieces that have too much thickness to them? Because before anything else, we want things to stick down nicely onto the paper. Once everything is done, then we can start thinking about like puffy stickers and stuff like that. So we're gonna go back to my sticker book and we're gonna see now smaller stickers that we can use to fill in some empty spaces. We could glue down a bunch of eyes just to make it kind of creepy, because you know, guys always watching you or something. That could actually work really well, and I've had these eye stickers forever and I've never used them, so you know, I think this is a great excuse to use them. We have some like blue and purple puffy stickers. I think we can get away with putting those down as well. I do have like a bunch of flower stickers. I wish I had like a poppy flower, because again, poppy playtime, but I don't think I have them, which sucks. I could draw one, but I don't feel like it, honestly. I mean, I still have some flowers that could maybe work, like these yellow ones. I think we could try. I don't think it would hurt. Usually for like smaller stickers, like the tiny ones we're gonna put in, I recommend you use like tweezers. There are tweezers specifically for stickers. I don't have them, so we're gonna be using normal tweezers. We're actually gonna put one over his shoulder so it helps the part of the paper to stick down. We have some eyes here. I think I'm gonna put some eyes down here as well to like kind of match both sides of the page, but keep it still kind of different. Also turned on some extra lights because it was getting dark, and oh my god, you can see so much better now. Okay, the tweezers were actually kind of hard to use because they're not sticker tweezers, but so we're gonna do it good old-fashioned style with our fingers. And that's all the eye stickers that I had. I think it looks kind of creepy, but it still looks, I think it looks looks kind of cute. I'm trying not to regret it because that was a lot of work putting these all down. I like it. I think it's gonna grow on me, especially with more layering. I'm gonna put in the flowers now. This one here. I'm gonna put this one maybe here, right in the middle of his arm. Okay, now before I move to puffy stickers, there's other stickers that I have that I could be using. Hold on. These are my more special stickers. I made a whole video about me reorganizing these because before they were a mess. They're kind of still a mess here, but they don't make as much dust, which is good for me because I'm allergic to dust. We got a lot of different stickers that we can use, but I'm kind of looking for some specifically. Now that like the base of everything is finished, we can start thinking about like more specific stickers. And what do I mean by this? Glittery, puffy stickers, holographic stickers, because those things are gonna pop off. So we need them front and center to work alongside the main illustration. I got these golden stars here, I think would be really cute with this spread. I was looking specifically for these. I have this set of like dripping things and like splashes. I think some of these would look really, really cute here. Oh, there's a little bit of glue here. No. Let's start with these first. See, some of these could be really cute. We got these holographic ones, we got sparkling pastel ones, and we got these like, they're still holographic, but they're like gem shards, while these ones are like purely glittery, if that makes any sense. Obviously, it's a horror game, so we're gonna need the reds. There's not a lot though. We gotta be careful where we put them. I think I'm gonna put them like maybe around the top so that they stick out a little more, and hopefully where we don't put anything over them. This is why I usually ask people to use tweezers, because these things are so small. There we go. Gonna put it here, and then the pink one. Maybe I'm not gonna use pink. There's a yellow one. I'm not sure what I would put it though. I don't want to use a lot of green. There's orange. I think pink may generally be the best working one. Or maybe we can use, you know, the rest of the ones we have. Let's see, what about these ones? Maybe like a tiny one here. Gonna use this one. There we go. Got a little holographic one there. Gonna put some dots around it as well so it pops off a little more. I think that's all for these ones. I'm one of those people who also has like a lot of troubles using their stickers because I just want to hoard them all and then never use them. But then I mean, like, what's the point of even getting them? I need to go back to the store where I got these. I don't like going there because it's really far away, but it's the only place I know that sells this stuff. Now, we also got some stars we're gonna use. Okay, I think we're also done with these. I still feel like it's missing something, you know? Like we're missing like a little extra piece, extra pizzazz. If you saw my last video about me making my own Ita bag from scratch, like making the actual bag itself, you might have seen that I pulled out this little box with a bunch of stuff, and of course, most of the stars are gone, but we also have a lot of other things in here, and maybe we could use those to give this page some extra pizzazz. I have a lot of like orange stars that I think would actually look really, really cute here. There's a white and a blue one there as well. We have googly eyes. We put googly eyes in the prototype, that would be funny. But we have tiny googly eyes. That could be evil. We could put googly eyes all over the fucking page. Then we got a bunch of like flowers and hearts. We have some red flowers. I could use those. I don't have poppies, but we have red flowers. So I'm thinking red flowers and some orange stars, and hopefully that closes out the spread. For these like felt stars, I actually prefer just using my hot glue gun because it's going to be much sturdier than the other glue, because the other glue is going to get absorbed into the felt and it's not going to glue down the pieces together as much, but hot glue is going to be thick enough to not let that happen. So we're going to do that instead. While we wait for that to heat up, we're going to start thinking about where everything is going to go. I'm thinking about maybe 2 orange stars. And we got 1 red flower. Please tell me we have more. Okay, so that's the only red flower we have. We have orange flowers. We could use those as well. We have blue flowers. We could also use those. I'm gonna go with the dark blue. And how are we gonna put them around the page though. Something I try to do whenever I have like puffy things or things that have like extra thickness is that I don't want them to rub against each other on the page. So when I try to position them, I try to make sure that when I close the book, they don't just rub against each other, because that's gonna damage the spread, it's gonna damage the stars itself, it's gonna be a whole mess. There's a lot of warm colors over here, so we might want to put the blue flower here so it kind of breaks some of that. An orange star could go maybe here in the middle. So to kind of mimic that on this page, but not mimic it too much that it becomes too symmetrical, we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna put the star on the top of the page somewhere. It's gonna blend in too much with this here. And then the red flower, we're gonna put it somewhere at the bottom here. I could put it down here, maybe gluing part of his sleeve down. I think that would work. Let me try something else then. I switched the blue flower for a tinier blue flower so that it doesn't clash as much, because the dark blue was really pretty, but it was clashing a lot with how bright the page is still. So we might wanna do something like, yeah, like this. We're gonna do something like this, maybe. We're gonna switch these up, put the star down here, and the flower could be up here somewhere. There, that is good. I think the hot glue is ready to go, so we're gonna start gluing things. Kids, be sure to be careful with hot glue because this can burn your fingers and it's not cool. Please ask for help of an adult. I gotta remember to say these things because kids watch my videos. Wait, come on. There we go. The flowers themselves have glue, so now we're gonna turn this off, and the flowers themselves, they have these little peeling things back here, so we just peel it off. We expose the glue and we start putting shit down. And I think we are finished. Look at that. So messy, but so colorful. I love how this looks. Actually, I think it looks really, really cute. So yeah, that is how I make my sketchbook spreads. Hopefully this helped you guys kind of understand how I go about things and maybe, you know, make some sketchbook spreads of your own. So that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 YouTube words. If you would like to see more of my art, this, you know, this is getting posted later, you can follow me on the social medias. That's where I'm active the most right now. But I'm also gonna leave my card in the description so you can see every social media where I'm at under the sun. If you would like to see some of my OCs and stories that I make, I know we kind of talked a little bit about Poppy Playtime, but you know, most of my sketchbook is actually OCs of mine. You can go and visit my website. That's where I catalog all my projects, my characters. I'm currently working on a Deltarune project. It's like a whole heyoo with OCs and stuff, and if you want to go check it out, that would be really, really cool and pog. And if you would like to get early updates, sneak peeks at upcoming videos, unfinished projects, you can join our Discord server. We stream there twice a week, every Friday and Saturday. I streamed there yesterday at the time of this video coming out because it was Friday. I don't think I'm gonna stream Saturday because I'm gonna be busy from a convention. I will try to, but I make no promises. And besides stream, obviously, there's a lot of other people there where you can talk to, share your art, you can talk to me, ask me questions, you can do whatever you want. It's a really nice place that we've built there, so if you wanna, you know, find a little community, there it is. Link is in the description. And that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!